Hello, welcome back to another video. It's so nice to see your lovely faces. If you watched my video last week, we turned a butternut squash into a soup. So continuing the fall theme and using what we have available to us, we're gonna pick some spaghetti squash, we're gonna roast it, I'm gonna show you how to prepare spaghetti squash, and then we're just gonna make a sauce. So it should be super simple. The point of these videos, I really want you guys to know, is just use what you have. This is what I have that's available to me. So, without further ado, let's go pick some squash. Let's go pick some veggies. Well, the kale are not looking so great. This is what they look like. But we're gonna blend them into a sort of green pesto sauce, so it's not really gonna matter. Do you guys like parsley? Some people don't like it, but I love it. I wish you could smell this right now. It smells really good. Let's see what we have. Yeah. So like the butternut squash, you want to wait till the stem kind of starts to show you that it's maybe dying. If it's really on, if it's really connected to the stem, it means it could probably develop further. So you don't want to pick it if it's still growing. So let's see if we can find one here that would be good to cook with. Basically like a squash scavenger hunt. So I have my squashes here. Now let's go head back over to the kitchen and prepare these fellas, these guys, these buddies. Hello, hello. And hello, we are back in the kitchen. We've got our squash, we've got our greens. Let's turn this into something magical, shall we? It's really important, you do not want your best knife for this. Because these always come in handy. Empty squash now. Empty. We have our squash cut up. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna bake it. So we're gonna prep our area to do that. Cool, so we have a pan here. I just put in with like probably about a cup of water. So we cut these in half. What's gonna happen is the squash is going to, I haven't even talked to you guys about this. I'm so sorry. So this squash, right? You see all the fibers? So as it bakes in the oven, the fibers are going to start to pull away from the squash and they're gonna kind of look like spaghetti. It does not taste like spaghetti at all. It's not a substitute for pasta. It's just squash. We're gonna steam it at 420 for about 30 minutes or 25 minutes. Depending on the size of your squash, it'll determine like how long of a cook time. So we are gonna take a fork and we're just gonna check it like halfway in between. So I like to go face down into the water. So let's, you and I, you guys and me, let's make the pesto while our squash is cooking. Okay, so I tried it, and remember how we threw some dill in there? Well, I tried it and I was like, wow, this dill is like telling me. It's not terrible. Like it tastes like pesto. Like you can't tell everything that's going on in there, but you know it's fragrant. So I'm gonna add a few more ingredients to pull it together. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in about a teaspoon of salt. And I noticed it kind of needed a little more unctuousness, like a little more body. So I'm also gonna put in some more nutritional yeast. So we put in, now at this point, double the first amount of nutritional yeast. And then I have here the juice of 2 more lemons. So we're gonna put that in there as well. And I have a really good feeling that's gonna like bring this all together and be like really homogeneous and just like party in your mouth. Let's give it a little more smooshing. Oh yeah. It's looking really good. It's looking like a really creamy sauce. This food processor that we're using right now, it's a Black & Decker. So it's not like the best. It's not like the strongest food processor. Personally, I feel like our Vitamix here at our house gets like stronger, like it's a more stronger machine. This is okay, you just have to run it for a really long time. So let's give this like a little taste. I want it to be creamier because they can never be creamy enough. But I like where we're at, so. Oh yeah, the flavors are all really good. I feel like we need something spicy in here. This is like my secret ingredient that I throw into a lot of things, and no one can really pick it up. No one's like, oh, what's that? Tabasco? They don't know. It just adds like the vinegar and the Tabasco brightens things up, and then you have that heat, which is just really nice. So let's blend this for a few more minutes. I think it looks good. It looks like how I want it to look, so that's all that matters. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a container, and then our squash is gonna cool, and then we're just gonna plate everything. What I just did, you guys, blending stuff from the garden, best idea I've ever had. It is so delicious. I feel like everything also comes together. Highly recommend it. You know, like you can't cheat. You have to like, to get something that tastes this good, you have to make it fresh. And that's just the way life goes. So I know they have those pestos in jars. A lot of them aren't vegan. A lot of them have canola oil and like a ton of junk, which I know some people don't even like using regular oil, but the jar stuff just aren't that good. Like they're never gonna be good. We want them to be good. We think, oh, maybe I'll go to the refrigerator section and I'll find like a really good pesto that'll taste like I made it fresh. Sorry, life just doesn't work like that. So you don't need a garden, right? If you go to farmer's market, you can grab, or maybe you have leftover stuff in your fridge. The dill was left over in my fridge. Like you can throw anything in a food processor with some nuts and seeds, lemon juice, a little olive oil, salt, like any leafy green, and you could turn it into pesto with some herbs. So make it your own and have fun with it. Monologue over. So I just realized we have some vegan cheese. So what I'm gonna do, I have my squash ready with the pesto. I'm gonna grate some cheese and I'm gonna stick it back in the oven. We have our spaghetti squash with garden pesto, curried chickpeas for a little protein, and then we have just some fresh tomatoes on top. I started my day with meditation. I'm just gonna end it with meditation on my fork here to try it on camera for you, my friends. But before I do, I'm just gonna pray, just say a little prayer for the food. Yeah, it's always nice if you can say a little prayer on your food. It makes it even more special. Here we go. Cheers. The vegan cheese didn't really do what I wanted it to do, but that's okay. Sometimes these things happen. This is incredibly delicious. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely give this a try. You'll find this at your local farmer's market. You'll find everything here at your local farmer's market for really inexpensive. And for like, the hardest part is opening up the squash. Honestly, everything else is super easy, so you can definitely do this at home. And I hope you do. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. I'm gonna excuse myself now.